Good morning, WW Robinson. Today is September 4th, 2019. I have Brooke here with me this morning. How are you, Brooke?
Good.
All right. I think we have some cows in the house. I hear bells. I don't know what that is. I guess maybe we'll find out. You think? Okay, we'll find out. All right. So today is day 1 in our rotation. And tell us what's for lunch today.
Pork barbecue and bun, veggie dippers, peas, mixed fruit, orange wedges, twisted milk.
All right. Sounds like a pretty good lunch. And we have Alicia. Is that what it was? Elijah. I knew I was going to mess it up. To tell us about the weather. Come on over. And I love her shirt. All right. I'll hold this up. Tell everybody what's the weather. It's sunny. And can we show them your shirt? Look at her shirt. Her shirt says, "I wish I was a unicorn." Oh, that is so cute. All right. Thank you. Good job. And we have Kaylee here this morning to lead us in the pledge. So please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good job. Please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right. We have some birthdays to announce today, so we're going to do those. So we missed birthdays yesterday, so I apologize, but we had some over the weekend as well. So on September 1st, we had Theodore Cobb. Okay. Kellys, Flores Aguilar. I think I said that right. Maybe not. Ruby Hoover, Damian Jackson, and Savannah Rice, all celebrating on the 1st. And then on the 2nd, we had Toby Hahn, Samuel Stanley. And then on the 3rd, yesterday, we had Killian Dingler, Georgia McDonald, and Jaron Scott. And then celebrating today, we had Colton Bullion, Jensen Jones, Zoe Neff, Nevaeh Salyers, and Cecilia Stolberg. So happy birthday to those folks. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. And all right. So remember those cowbells we heard? All right. We're going to find out why we were hearing cowbells. So Brooke, you're going to slide over here close to me. You're going to help me hear this. Oh, just let it go. All right. Come on over. We have some special guests in the house. Who do we have here this morning? Can you introduce yourselves? Ellie? And Maggie. Anna? And Lucy. And so, girls, what are you here to tell us about this morning? Girls on the Run. Why were we hearing bells earlier? Do you want to show us those? What do you have with you? You want to show on the cowbells? And they say Girls on the Run. How cute is that? All right. So, girls, when does Girls on the Run happen?
Starts on Monday.
Starts this coming Monday, next week? Okay. And is it during school or is it after school?
After school.
After school. Well, how am I going to get home if I do Girls on the Run? Your parents pick you up. Okay. So what's your favorite part about Girls on the Run?
Running.
Running. You like to run? Yeah. Brooke, do you like to run?
No.
Not really. Okay. Yeah. So what else do I need to know about Girls on the Run?
The website is to sign up is www.girlsontheRun.org. Shenandoah Valley.
Okay.
The 5K race is November 17th.
The 5K race is November 17th, and that's the culminating event, right? That's the big celebration for doing Girls on the Run. So November 17th is when the race is, and let's tell them the website one more time, nice and loud so they can hear you.
www.girlsontherun.org, Shenandoah Valley.
All right. So teachers, if you need that website, I think that you could email probably Miss Stone or Miss Bartley, and they can help you out with that as well. What else do we need to know? What other information do you guys have? There is still time to sign. I can't talk. There is still time to sign up. All right. Anything else?
Search your Girls on the Run is so much fun.
It is a lot of fun, isn't it?
And our coaches are Miss Bartley, Miss Showalter, Miss Stone, Miss Weiner Holler, Miss M. George, Miss Funkhauser, and Miss Mockville.
Awesome. You have a lot of cool coaches there. All right. So girls, do you have any of you remember, because you all did it before, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of your little cheers that you do?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to do one really quick?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Which on the Run is so much fun.
All right. Thank you, girls. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. And thank you. All right. All right. So, Brooke, not interested in Girls on the Run? No. I used to run when I was little. Not so much now. Now somebody might have to be chasing me to get me to run. All right. So, we're going to read really quick. We have the next chapter in My Father's Dragon. And it says, my father runs away. So if you remember, he really wanted that cat. Let's see what happens. Wild Island is practically cut in two by a very wide and muddy river, continued the cat. This river begins near one end of the island and flows into the ocean at the other. Now the animals there are very lazy, and they used to hate having to go all the way around the beginning of this river to get to the other side of the island. It made visiting inconvenient and mail delivery slow, particularly during the Christmas rush. Crocodiles could have carried passengers and mail across the river, but crocodiles are very moody and not the least bit dependable and are always looking for something to eat. They don't care if the animals have to walk around the river, so that's just what the animals did for many years. But what does all that have to do with airplanes? Asked my father, who thought the cat was taking an awfully long time to explain. Be patient, Elmer, said the cat, and she went on with the story. One day, about 4 months before I arrived on Wild Island, a baby dragon fell from a low-flying cloud onto the bank of the river. He was too young to fly very well, and besides, he had bruised one wing quite badly, so he couldn't get back to his cloud. The animals found him soon afterwards, and everybody said, why, this is just exactly what we've needed all these years. They tied a big rope around his neck and waited for the wing to get well. This was going to end all their crossing the river troubles. I've never seen a dragon, said my father. Did you see him? How big is he? Oh, yes, indeed, I saw the dragon. In fact, we became great friends, said the cat. I used to hide in the bushes and talk to him when nobody was around. Dragon falling from the sky. He's not a very big dragon, about the size of a large black bear, although I imagine he's grown quite a bit since I left. He's got a long tail and yellow and blue stripes. His horn and eyes and the bottom of his feet are bright red, and he has gold-colored wings. Oh, how wonderful, said my father. What did the animals do with him when his wing got well? They started training him to carry passengers, and even though he is just a baby dragon, they work him all day and all night, too, sometimes. They make him carry loads that are much too heavy, and if he complains, they twist his wings and beat him. That's horrible. He's always tied to a stake on a rope just long enough to go across the river. His only friends are the crocodiles, who say hello to him once a week if they don't forget. Really, he's the most miserable animal I've ever come across. When I left, I promised I'd try to help him someday, although I couldn't see how. The rope around his neck is about the biggest, toughest rope you can imagine. With so many knots, it would take days to untie them all. Anyway, when you were talking about airplanes, you gave me a good idea. Now, I'm not quite sure that if you were able to rescue the dragon, which wouldn't be the least bit easy, He'd let you ride him most anywhere, provided you were nice to him, of course. How about trying it? Oh, I'd love to, said my father, and he was so angry at his mother for being rude to the cat that he didn't feel the least bit sad about running away from home for a while. That very afternoon, my father and the cat went down to the docks to see about ships going to the island of Tangerina. They found out that a ship would be sailing the next week, so right away they started planning for the rescue of the dragon. The cat was a great help in suggesting things that for my father to take with him, and she told him everything she knew about Wild Island. Of course, she was too old to go along. Everything had to be kept very secret, so when they found or bought anything to take on the trip, they hid it behind a rock in the park. The night before my father sailed, he borrowed his father's knapsack, and he and the cat packed everything very carefully. He took chewing gum, 2 dozen pink lollipops, a package of rubber bands, black rubber boots, a compass, a toothbrush and a tube of toothpaste, 6 magnifying glasses, a very sharp jackknife, a comb, a hairbrush, 7 hair ribbons of different colors. Now, why would he need hair ribbons? I'm really confused. An empty grain bag with a label saying cranberry, some clean clothes, and enough food to last my father while he was on the ship. He couldn't live on mice, so he took 25 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 6 apples, because that's all the apples he could find in the pantry. When everything was packed, my father and the cat went down to the docks to the ship. A night watchman was on duty, so while the cat made loud noises to distract his attention, my father ran over the gangplank onto the ship, and he went down into the hold and hid among some bags of wheat. The ship sailed early the next morning. And that's where we'll stop for today. So you can choose to be the kind of leader that you would follow and make it a great day. So long.